Welcome everyone to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained. I am DM Bloodworth, and today is it's actually September 1st, but I'm wrapping up the RPG a Day 2018, days 29 through 31, kind of all on this last video installment of the series. And even though I skipped a couple days here and there, some of the prompts I wasn't too engaged with. I did want to finish up with this one. I see I'll have a little spelling error here. So we're going to try to fix that. And that's why it's called Unscripted. So now that that's fixed, I wanted to talk a little bit about my friendships because of RPGs, and that was the prompt from day 29. Quite frankly, I don't remember what day 30 was. I'm not looking at the chart. Day 30. What did I learn about my character? I mean, it's kind of a silly question. So I'm just going to jump right to my final thoughts as well. Friendships because of RPGs. I mean, it's a I've been playing RPGs for close to 40 years. I started around 1978. I'm guessing 78, 79, somewhere in there. And I had a fairly small group of friends that were playing Dungeons and Dragons together. So there was four of us, and we were pretty much we're playing D&D almost every day, or some other role-playing game, almost every day, from the I would say from 78 to about 85, 86. So for a good 8 years, we're playing virtually every single day, and that carried us right through high school, and possibly like a year following graduation from high school. Then we started going our own separate ways, whether it be to college or into the military, or you know um, so our group of four friends. I mean, we went our separate ways, and I only recently got into contact with two of those individuals within the last couple of months. I actually got in touch with the brother of one of my RPG mates, and then actually one of my RPG mates, but just during the through the internet, so not actually chatting, but just through Facebook. Then I was away from social interaction with with RPGs for a good length of time. I would say from 1990 until about 2002. So, a good 12 years of, no real RPGing with other individuals. I mean, we played video games and, computer games and such, but nothing online and nothing social interaction. It wasn't until 2002 that I started playing MMOs, and I had a batch of friends from that experience with Sea Dogs and Pirates of the Burning Sea and Star Wars Galaxies. I mean, those games brought a number of us, about 10 to 12 of us, together, and that friendship I still have today. So for 16 years, I've had an ongoing relationship with with these individuals, Edward and Melissa and Jake and Brad and Stefan and I'm just pulling off off from memory. Eddie's son, Eddie, and Paul, so we, this group of, individual, friends, even though we've never met, we've been in, fairly constant contact with one another through gaming online, you know, or through Facebook. So we've never really lost that contact with each other. And now looking forward, I'm meeting some new people and new gaming friends. I have Matt and Alina who I've been playing Mifrog with, and you know Eddie from the Mifrog group on Facebook. Invited me to be a moderator on his Facebook channel for Mifrog, and now I've made contacts with the Fat GM and Robert. I forget what Robert's. So it's Rick and Robert, and I'm looking to play some Twilight 2000 with them. On a play by post basis. So looking forward to developing some relationships with gaming relationships with people, uh, looking at those new games that I'm looking to get back into. I mean, I say new games, but they're really actually quite old games. But I'm looking to get back into them again, whether it be Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition or Twilight 2000. Um, just a number of games that I played as a kid in the 1980s that I've been kind of going back to, almost as a revival of those classic games. So, like I said, skipping over day 30, day 31, RPG. My thoughts on RPG a day. Oh, actually, I'm going to take a little sip here. RPG a day. For me, this is the first time I've done it. First of all, and actually, I kind of forgot that it was an RPG brigade thing because I've been posting my videos on other locations and not, actually there. But in all, I think it's a good idea. And I think it's a good idea because it gets us all thinking about RPGs as a hobby and what this hobby means to us and how we present the hobby to others. I think is important. And if you look at many of the people actually doing these RPG a day videos, each of us has a slightly different take, and so you're getting a nice variety of opinions and experiences, all related to the same prompts. So for the most part, I'm saying that RPG a day was something that I do see great value in it. The only downside to it, or thing that I would say as a negative, is that it is a very difficult task, at least in my opinion, and in my ability to produce 31 videos, and to produce them on a daily schedule, and then you have the prompts themselves, which some of them are unrelated to what you might be doing and such. So although I can see setting aside the entire the month in doing these things, I would just prefer to see fewer prompts, maybe over the course of 3 or 4 weeks, and so you're doing potentially, I mean, I'm looking at the chart that's in the background of the video here, and I can see that you can possibly break this down into about 6 categories of questioning, so combining up the purples and the blues as their own separate categories, and so you'd possibly do about 4 or 5 different videos and combining them up. So that's something that I hope that the RPG Brigade considers, and that is to make sure that the questions are somewhat compartmentalized, that you can package them into a larger theme and then present it in fewer videos than 31. So that's pretty much it. My thoughts on RPG a day. Once again, it was an interesting experience, and I probably will do it again next year. But I will probably stick to my own idea of it and do fewer videos, and try to combine up as many as I possibly can. So I hope you're enjoying your weekend. It's a new weekend is upon us, and you have a good time on your weekend. I look forward to seeing some of you on the game screen sometime very soon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe and hit the bell so that you get alerts for new videos as I upload them. Comments. If you have any comments, any suggestions, please put them in the comments section. I always respond. So far I have a good record of responding. If I can, if someone gives me a request to look at a game, I will certainly look at a game if it's free for me to look at. And if it's a Kickstarter that you're pushing, you're welcome to advertise your Kickstarter on my channel. And if it's something that I actually, I'm impressed enough with to spend my own money on it, when I do receive it, I will give it its own video and tell you what I think about it. So generally speaking, if I spent money on it, it's going to be a positive review. So in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good one. Thanks for joining.